Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. All right, buckle up because we're diving deep into the latest from Miami, where drama, football, and a little bit of playful trolling collided in one of the most talked-about moments of Week 10. Picture this: the Miami Dolphins, a team that's been struggling all season, suddenly unleash a performance that nobody saw coming, completely dismantling the Buffalo Bills 30-13 at Hard Rock Stadium. This wasn't just a win. It was a statement, the kind that makes both fans and critics sit up and take notice. And amidst all of this chaos, the spotlight didn't just shine on the players. It turned directly on head coach Mike McDaniel. McDaniel, who has had his fair share of scrutiny and been firmly on the hot seat for much of the season, suddenly found himself in the middle of a playful, almost petty moment that made headlines far beyond the scoreboard. After the game, McDaniel was spotted driving by the iconic Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale, a place synonymous with the hardcore Bills Mafia contingent that floods South Florida whenever Buffalo faces the Dolphins. The moment was caught in a photo that seemed innocent at first glance, yet carried a subtle, almost mischievous energy. From the driver's seat, McDaniel appeared to be saying something out of the window, and while some might argue it's just his usual route home, the timing was impeccable. Tyreek Hill, who has been one of the Dolphins' most electrifying players and a key piece of their offensive puzzle, saw the picture and couldn't resist sharing it. On X, Hill called out his coach with amusement, saying, "I see Coach back on that pet dog I love it," embracing the lighthearted, almost trolling energy that McDaniel seemed to exude in that moment. It was cheeky, fun, and just a little bit savage. A perfect reflection of the kind of personality that keeps fans talking even when the team has been struggling. The significance of this moment isn't just in the joke itself. McDaniel has faced boos from his own fans earlier this season, with many questioning his decisions, his play calling, and even his ability to get the most out of a talented roster. Yet, on Sunday, he turned the tables, delivering a win that silenced critics, at least temporarily, and even found a way to dish a little playful payback to the visiting Bills fans. The Dolphins' 3-7 record before this game made it clear they were in a difficult spot, but moments like these remind the football world that sometimes morale and character matter just as much as statistics. Coaches and players thrive not only on their performance on the field, but also on their ability to connect with fans, stir emotions, and create narratives that keep everyone engaged. McDaniel's Elbow Room cameo was exactly that, a story within a story, one that injected a bit of fun into what had been a tense season. Now, as Miami celebrates this surprising victory, the bigger questions loom. At the heart of the Dolphins' current narrative is the quarterback situation, specifically the future of Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, once hailed as one of the most promising young quarterbacks in the league, has faced a roller coaster season that has left fans anxious and management pondering long-term solutions. Entering the 2026 offseason, the Dolphins have a trifecta of options that could define the next chapter of their franchise. First, they could keep Tua, betting that a tweak here and there, a healthier roster, and some strategic additions could restore him to the form that made him a first-round pick. Tagovailoa still possesses elite accuracy, a solid career record, and the ability to lead a team if circumstances around him improve. His completion rate sits at an impressive 68.1%, with 115 touchdowns to 55 interceptions, a solid body of work that suggests the talent is still there, even if the results have been inconsistent in 2025. Financially, keeping him is no small commitment, with a cap hit of $56.4 million next year, $54 million of which is guaranteed. That kind of commitment limits flexibility, but it also signals confidence in a quarterback who, in a different context, could very well thrive again. The second option is trading Tua, a scenario that has grown more plausible given his current struggles and the financial burden he represents. Trading him would not only potentially open up cap space, but also provide him with a fresh start, something that has worked wonders for other quarterbacks in similar situations. Think of Daniel Jones in Indianapolis or Sam Darnold in Seattle. Both players have demonstrated that a change of scenery can rejuvenate performance, reignite confidence, and deliver unexpected returns for a new franchise. A trade could be structured post-June 1 to mitigate dead cap penalties, or pre-June 1 with a slightly smaller financial benefit, depending on the Dolphins' priorities. Either way, the move would be a bold statement, signaling that the Dolphins are serious about balancing their competitive aspirations with fiscal responsibility, while also potentially giving Tua a new opportunity to reclaim his standing as a top-tier quarterback. The third option, cutting Tua altogether, feels almost unthinkable, but it's technically on the table. The dead cap penalties in this scenario are astronomical, with a pre-June 1 cut resulting in $99.2 million and a post-June 1 cut still leaving a $67.4 million burden. While it could theoretically allow the Dolphins to start fresh with a younger, cheaper roster, the immediate consequences would be brutal. Such a move would almost certainly position the team among the league's worst for the following season, creating a rebuild scenario that may not align with the organization's medium-term goals. Cutting Tua feels like a nuclear option, reserved only for a situation where the front office believes a complete teardown is unavoidable, a scenario that currently seems less likely than either keeping or trading him. Beyond the quarterback question, the Dolphins' season has been riddled with injuries to critical players, most notably starting tackle Austin Jackson and, at various points, Tyreek Hill himself. These absences have undoubtedly affected offensive cohesion, making Sunday's dominant performance against the Bills even more remarkable. A win like this not only boosts morale, but also provides a blueprint for how Miami can compete at a high level when its key players are healthy and in rhythm. If the front office opts for incremental improvements rather than a wholesale rebuild, maintaining the core roster, including Tua, may make the most sense. The strategy would be to address gaps, bring in new talent, and create a team that can realistically contend in 2026 while preserving the foundational pieces already in place. What makes all of this especially intriguing is the interplay between performance, perception, and narrative. McDaniel's playful trolling of Bills fans, Hill's endorsement of the moment, and the quarterback debate all feed into a larger story about Miami's identity in 2025 and beyond. Are they a team on the brink of collapse, or a group poised for a calculated resurgence? The answer may depend as much on leadership, strategy, and culture as it does on wins and losses. McDaniel's ability to engage with fans, navigate pressure, and create moments of levity, even in adversity, could play a crucial role in shaping the Dolphins' trajectory, as could the organization's handling of Tua and other key assets. Fans, analysts, and rival teams will all be watching closely, dissecting every move, every trade rumor, every financial calculation, and every cheeky gesture that comes from Hard Rock Stadium. The Dolphins' victory over Buffalo is a reminder that football is never just about the X's and O's. It's about timing, momentum, emotion, and narrative. Tyreek Hill's endorsement of his coach's antics is emblematic of a team that thrives not just on skill, but on personality and unity. The quarterback question adds layers of complexity, balancing talent, cost, and potential across multiple scenarios. Whether Miami keeps Tua, trades him, or considers a rebuild, one thing is clear. The organization is at a crossroads, and every decision will reverberate far beyond the Sunshine State. The interplay of tactical wins, financial strategy, and personal dynamics makes this franchise one of the most fascinating storylines in the NFL today. As the offseason approaches, fans will be dissecting every rumor, analyzing every decision, and reliving moments like McDaniel's drive past the elbow room, all while hoping the Dolphins can finally turn promise into sustained success. In the end, this isn't just a story about a single win or a single player. It's a narrative about resilience, creativity, and the sometimes petty, but always human, moments that make football compelling. Mike McDaniel's wink at the Bills Mafia, Tyreek Hill's public cheerleading, and the looming questions around Tua Tagovailoa encapsulate everything that makes following the Dolphins in 2025 a roller coaster of excitement, tension, and intrigue. It's about understanding that every gesture, every decision, and every game carries weight far beyond the field, shaping the perception of a team and its leadership for years to come. The Dolphins are more than a record. They are a story, a living narrative that continues to evolve with each week, each game, and each headline. And as fans debate, argue, and celebrate, one thing is certain. Miami remains a team that refuses to be boring, a franchise where every twist, turn, and playful jab keeps the league and its followers on their toes, eagerly anticipating what comes next in this ever-unfolding saga. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Finns this week? The world of professional football is shaking to its very core tonight. And if you've been following the NFL closely, you already know that something unprecedented has just taken place. In a move that has left fans, analysts, and players alike in sheer disbelief, the NFL has officially confirmed the cancellation of the game that took place between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins, citing what they are calling serious irregularities during the matchup. Now, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill controversy or a small clerical error. We're talking about an event so significant that it has sparked immediate debates across social media, heated discussions on sports networks, and a whirlwind of speculation that has yet to settle. From the moment this news broke, the rumor mills have been working overtime, trying to piece together what exactly went wrong on the field, behind the scenes, and perhaps even in the management offices. Fans are bewildered, and some players reportedly feel as though the very integrity of the league has been challenged, creating an atmosphere thick with tension and intrigue. The initial statement released by the NFL was careful with its words, which, of course, has only fueled further speculation. According to the brief press release, following a thorough review of the contest between the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins, the NFL has determined that significant irregularities occurred that compromised the integrity of the game. Therefore, the league has made the unprecedented decision to nullify the outcome of this matchup. Notice the language used. Not a mere adjustment, not a penalty, but a full-on cancellation. And while the league did not go into specifics about the nature of these irregularities, insiders have hinted at a range of possibilities, each one more explosive than the last. There's talk of potential officiating errors of extraordinary magnitude, but some whispers even suggest off-field issues that could involve unauthorized access to sensitive team communications. Naturally, with the NFL's history of keeping investigations under wraps until absolutely necessary, fans are left piecing together the puzzle from the fragments that leaked through anonymous sources. Social media has erupted almost instantly. Twitter threads and TikTok clips have been circulating nonstop, with fans theorizing everything from bribery to espionage to hidden technical malfunctions during the game. One viral post claims to have seen suspicious activity near the officials' bench, while another insists that certain players were behaving in ways that just didn't align with their usual strategies. Reddit forums are ablaze, with entire subreddits dedicated to analyzing replay footage frame by frame, trying desperately to find clues that might justify the NFL's dramatic decision. Sports commentators are in a frenzy, some taking a measured approach, questioning what constitutes a serious irregularity, while others are more sensational, speculating on internal conspiracies and league politics that could have influenced the ruling. And then, of course, there are the fans of both the Bills and the Dolphins, who are understandably livid, taking to every platform they can find to voice their outrage and confusion. Ticket holders, season pass holders, and fantasy football enthusiasts all feel like they've been caught in a storm with no clear resolution in sight. The implications of this cancellation are massive. For the teams involved, it's more than just a lost game. It's a ripple effect that could impact standings, playoff scenarios, and even player morale. Imagine the locker rooms after this announcement. Players and coaches left trying to process that all the preparation, all the sweat, all the strategy deployed on the field is now officially voided. And then there's the media, which thrives on controversy, already spinning this story into endless narratives about potential internal investigations, fines, and even suspensions that could follow. Analysts are debating what this means for the NFL's credibility. How will sponsors react? How will fans continue to trust a league that seems capable of canceling games after they've been played, citing vague but severe irregularities? The ripple effect could extend far beyond just the immediate teams, affecting broadcasting rights, betting markets, and the overall public perception of the league's fairness. Every new rumor, every anonymous tip, every leaked piece of information adds fuel to the fire, making this one of the most talked about moments in NFL history. Even players not involved in the game are feeling the shockwave. Rumors suggest that conversations in locker rooms across the league are centered entirely on this event. Some veteran players are reportedly advising caution, warning younger teammates not to make public statements or spread unverified claims, while others are openly expressing frustration and demanding transparency from the league office. Behind closed doors, league officials are supposedly conducting a meticulous investigation, combing through every angle of the game, from officiating protocols to equipment handling, from sideline conduct to potentially unauthorized communications. There's even chatter about video reviews and digital tracking systems being scrutinized to determine whether there was any technological tampering that could have influenced outcomes. And while no official names or accusations have been released, the speculation alone is enough to dominate sports talk shows, podcasts, and online debates. The entire NFL ecosystem seems to be holding its breath, waiting for the next piece of information that might explain what exactly went so wrong that the league felt compelled to make such a historic decision. Of course, in situations like this, rumors thrive. Some insiders are suggesting that the irregularities could involve game manipulation attempts, but whether that points to external actors or internal mismanagement remains unclear. Others are pointing to officiating inconsistencies so severe that they could no longer be ignored, with suggestions that certain critical calls were not just errors, but outright violations of league protocols. Then there's the whisper network hinting at possible disciplinary measures, fines, suspensions, or even long-term investigations into coaching staff or administrative personnel. Every possible scenario seems to generate its own wave of speculation, and with the NFL maintaining a tight-lipped stance, nothing is confirmed except for the undeniable fact. A game has been officially canceled after it happened, a scenario that almost no one could have imagined before today. And as fans, journalists, and insiders scramble to understand what's going on, the line between fact and rumor becomes increasingly blurred, creating a perfect storm of uncertainty and intrigue. The aftermath of this announcement will likely be felt for weeks, if not months. Sports networks are already positioning their coverage around breaking updates, teasing new leaks, and interviewing experts who attempt to analyze the limited information available. The betting world is in chaos, with sportsbooks having to reevaluate any wagers linked to the game and fans left unsure about the status of their bets. Fantasy football leagues, too, are scrambling to adjust points and lineups based on the nullification of a matchup that, until today, was considered part of the season's official record. And the psychological impact on players can't be overstated. Those who celebrated victories or mourned losses suddenly find themselves in a surreal limbo, where their efforts on the field officially count for nothing. It's a moment that few have ever witnessed in professional sports, and one that promises to dominate headlines and water-cooler conversations for the foreseeable future. Rumors will continue to swirl, speculation will intensify, and fans will be glued to every possible source of information, desperate for clarity in a situation that has, until now, defied explanation. As of now, the NFL remains tight-lipped about the next steps. Will the game be replayed? Will there be sanctions? Could this trigger broader investigations into league operations or officiating standards? All of these questions hang in the air, unanswered, as the story continues to unfold. One thing is certain, this is not just a canceled game. It's a moment in NFL history that will be remembered, dissected, and debated for years to come. From the stands to the locker rooms, from social media feeds to boardrooms, the ripple effects are already being felt, and the intrigue shows no signs of slowing down. Fans and analysts alike are left in a state of suspense, anxiously waiting for the next revelation, the next whisper, the next official word from the league. For now, all we have is a canceled game, a statement filled with ambiguity, and a sports world buzzing with rumors, questions, and a sense that something monumental has just happened, forever changing the conversation around one of the NFL's most unexpected controversies. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.